Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Bonnie back with another video. So I realized this morning it's been probably 5 or 6 weeks since I've made a video, so it is definitely time for me to do another one. Today I'm just going to talk about what have I been doing all this time? Where have I been? So, in my last video I made, I mentioned that I was leaving Alaska because the job I had was not paying enough. Really just wasn't just wasn't paying me enough to pay my bills and for my time more than anything. So then after that, I went to Big Sky, Montana. It is a resort. A couple other people I knew were already there, so I thought it'd be a good fit. I just had a lot of housing issues while I was there. They kept trying to move me to live in Bozeman, which they do have employee housing there, but Bozeman is a 2-hour drive every day to Big Sky, and then so that means 4 hours round trip I would be spending on a bus every day, and I just really did not want to do that. I made that clear in my interview that I was not going to be interested in the job if I was going to have a 4-hour commute every day. To me, that seemed like a huge waste of time. So I did get housing on the mountain, but then HR accidentally locked me out, and then my heater broke, and it was just a really stressful housing situation. And you mix that with the fact that I was working 7 days a week, so I wasn't even having enough time to go enjoy the mountain. I just decided, you know what, this isn't for me. And I still have friends there, my friends are enjoying it, so it's something I want to be clear about, that it just was not a fit for me. But I moved on because it just didn't seem like the right fit. And now I'm in Utah at another resort, and I feel like I'm having the same issue I had in Alaska, which is I'm just not being paid enough. I am in employee housing again, and they're just charging a lot for their housing. Working full time, even getting overtime some weeks, and after housing is taken out, I'm left with about $650 a month, which isn't terrible considering rent and food is already covered at that point, but that also seems like a very low wage for me to be putting 45 hours a week into a company and then making that little in return. I can pay my bills with that, but it also doesn't really leave me with much extra, doesn't really give me the option to pay off my bills early. And so once again, I have decided that I'm going to leave this job. I've actually decided that at least through the end of this winter season, I'm just not going to do seasonal jobs for a few months. I definitely want to get back into them soon, but it's just right now not working out. It's been a lot of financial struggle, and so at this point, I'm just gonna go to like a regular, like year-round kind of job. I've already got it set up where I'm gonna go, and I'll definitely make a video on that soon. But yeah, at this point I decided I'm just gonna go do a regular job for a while, pay off credit card too, and then this winter I'll start looking into something. I definitely want to go back to a national park. The Grand Canyon this summer was one of the best experiences I've ever had. Some of the best people, some of the best memories. The experiences, like, it was great. Made awesome money. Like, I don't really think there's anything about the Grand Canyon I can complain about. If I had to complain about one thing, I'd probably say it kind of sucked that there was no cell phone service, but there was internet. All my friends were there. Like, I didn't feel like I was needing my cell phone, and then they had a phone in the employee dorms that we were allowed to use. So it's like if I needed to get in touch with somebody who like didn't have Facebook or wasn't on Messenger or something, I still had the ability to get in touch with people outside of the Grand Canyon. So I really enjoyed it. Like I said, overall great experience. I haven't decided if I'm going to go back there yet, but I'm definitely going to apply at a national park. I'm definitely going to go to a national park this summer. So that is where I'm at right now. I am pretty upset that I'm going to be out of seasonal jobs for a little bit, but I've also decided that it is definitely going to be a temporary thing. Just basically going to get my situation figured out, because all these moving, all this plane tickets, all the fees that come along with changing jobs and moving places has really added up, considering the last two jobs I was only at for about 2 or 3 weeks before leaving, and then I left Alaska because I wasn't making ends meet. So it has overall been a struggle, but I want to be clear, I'm not saying not to do seasonal jobs. If anything, I'm just trying to advise you guys to do more research than I've been doing, because these are all things that I probably could have figured out if I had just communicated more before just taking the job and going. So, like, where I am now, if I had realized that the housing was almost $700 a month, I would have been able to say from the beginning, yeah, sorry, your employee housing is too much for the rate of pay you're giving me, and I just wouldn't have accepted it. It was something that had been mentioned in the interview, but it was briefly mentioned and then we went on, so it didn't really click in my mind how much of my paycheck I was giving back to the company before actually receiving my pay. And so that did kind of make my first check a little bit of a shocker, because I was like, whoa, like half the money I got paid was just sent straight back to you guys. So, yeah, definitely just make sure that you really question it. How much are you getting paid? Like hourly rate, how many hours, how much are they taking out, what are normal taxes like in that state? Because if you've never worked in that state, you might not know how much they're going to be taking out in taxes. Um, I guess the cost of living for anything that's not included. So I've had jobs like Big Sky provided housing but did not provide food. If I had realized that it was like, I think 250, 270 a pound for bananas on the mountain, that might have affected things a little. I might have spent a few more minutes in Walmart getting some cheaper food instead of waiting till I got to the mountain to buy food. So definitely, just really consider what is the cost going to be, how much are you actually going to be making, because they can pay you, 13, 15 an hour, but if they're then turning around and taking 600, 700 for housing, and you then need to, spend a couple $100s a month on food, how much are you actually going to be left with? So that's really all my advice. Again, not trying to deter anyone from seasonal jobs. I have loved the places that I have been. Where I live right now, I am in a restaurant that is a ski in, ski out. The only way for me to leave is to ski. Um, and I live here, so I could literally go ski every single day if I wanted to. And I've never worked somewhere that doesn't allow snowboarders, so it's pretty cool to be offered the opportunity to learn a new sport. I get free ski lessons. Like, there's definitely been a lot of cool things. I'm definitely not in any way trying to bash seasonal jobs. I just want to make sure you guys really consider the situation you're getting yourself into, really consider your financial situation. Are you trying to go back to school? Do you have debt? All these things are definitely factors. And for me, as somebody who already has student loans, already has credit cards, and is trying to get back into school at some point this year, it just doesn't make sense for me to stay somewhere that just barely makes sense to me, because that's just going to lead me to paying more in interest, which I don't want to do. And it also means that I'm probably going to have to take out debt for my future classes that I want to do, unless I come up with another option, which is, either you get a second job on top of your seasonal job, or, determining that the job's just not worth it for me. So that is where I'm at. It's been a weird winter, which is definitely the main reason I haven't been making videos as consistently as I would like to. But overall, I think it's been a really good learning experience. It's helped me really prioritize, something can be fun, something can have great friends, great opportunities, can give me the opportunity to learn a whole new sport. But if it's going to cost me substantially an extra interest, if it's going to give me the inability to have a savings account, all these factors, then you have to really ask yourself, okay, at one point, is this truly worth it? And yeah, it's definitely not easy leaving seasonal jobs. I really debated if I wanted to just look for another seasonal job for this winter, but ultimately I decided, you know what, I'm just not having luck this season. I'm gonna take a few months off. I'm gonna get things back on track. I'm gonna save what I need for my first semester of school. I'm gonna, get myself a little emergency fund back together, pay off a card or two, and then when I go to my next seasonal job, I know that I will be set and I won't have to worry and stress as much, because once my credit cards are paid off, then that's less bills. I'm not gonna have to worry about the school because I'm gonna have that stuff already put aside, and I'll have a savings to fall back on. So that's where I'm at this point in the winter. Um, I really hope to be back in a national park by like May or June, but I'm just gonna have to see how things go at this point. Again, this is not in any way trying to discourage anyone from getting a seasonal job. Just really think about what's going to be best for you, and sometimes that means doing something that's not quite as fun, but that will pay the bills better. And it kind of sucks that I'm choosing money over passion at this point, but I also know that it's only going to be a few months, 4 or 5 months at tops, is my plan, and then I'll be back doing what I love in someplace cool and beautiful. So, I don't know if I have anything else to say. I hope you guys find this video helpful. Comment below if you have any more tips or if you found this helpful. If you did find it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and I guess I will just make another video soon. I'll definitely make one when I get to the new place that I'm going to. I have just put in my 2 weeks here, so I am going to be at the resort in Utah a couple more weeks. I'm going to try to get a ski video or two, just because I think that'd be a fun thing to put on here. Really give you a chance to see the area. But yeah, hope you got some kind of good information out of this. And please let me know if you did. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks.